Well, hello there. Welcome once more to Crunchy's Kitchen. And if this is your first time stopping by, I'd like to say a very warm welcome to you. Today I'm making some delicious Guinea Fowl soup, and I thought to share the recipe with you. I know you will love this. So come with me and let's do this. This is a real Guinea Fowl, a whole one, and I'm just gonna cut it up. For a video of how I cut up chicken or poultry, I'll link it. I'll put a link here for you. Very good tutorial of how to cut up a chicken, you know. So here are the ingredients you will need. I have here just 2 calabash nutmegs. This is like my second time using this. It was recommended to me by my mom, and it's really good. So I know it's gonna bring a lot of fragrance and flavor to our soup. I have here some peppercorns. If you don't have that, this is just the whole form of black pepper powder, so you can use your powder. I have here some anise. I have also some coriander seeds, 3 cloves garlic, ginger, pepper, of course basil. This is similar to chicken soup, so you want that basil in there. I have 1 red onion, and everything else is shallots. These are all the shallots that I had, so I added the onion. This is butter beans, very similar if not the same as the broad beans, you know, asedria, that asantifo, that's how we call it, asedria. So this is very similar, cooked and in a can. I'm going to use a portion of it. This is a good soup thickener, so in place of garden eggs we are going to use that, and some carrots as well. So I have here my tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, always fresh. My carrots, that is also going to help replace garden eggs, and of course it's good for the kids, you know, let them eat their veggies. I have here about a tablespoon of tomato paste, and of course the main ingredient we have here Guinea fowl. As you can see, the meat is darker, very much darker than chicken. So yes, this is authentic, I confirm, believe me. To bring fragrance into these natural spices, we are just going to toast them a little bit, just a little bit. Just for that. You just want to be able to smell them being fragrant. That's about all about 2 minutes is all you need, because you don't want to burn these, okay? These are getting really toasted, their knees.
Smells good.
You see, he can smell it. I can smell it now too. We don't have COVID. No COVID for us. So this is done. I'm going to pour it back into this because I don't want it to cook with the residual heat and burn. So this is way too small for me to use in my spice mill. So we're going to just grind it in this little mortar and pestle. Just crushing the calabash nutmeg. So I think this is good enough. I did a great job, I must say. And this is gonna go on that meat, and trust me, you'll be amazed. So I'm just gonna cut up the shallots just so they can fit in the blender, just rough chop. I'll be leaving these 2, and I'll boil those with the tomatoes to go in the soup. We are layering the flavors, okay? I'm going to add my 3 cloves of garlic. Slice my ginger. you're trying to slice it across the grain. But this is a good blender anyway. It will still blend it that you don't have any thread. But if you have a blender that won't do that, then cutting it this way helps to make the grain shorter. You know, sometimes when you blend the ginger and you have like strings from the ginger hooking mostly to the blades of the blender, you'll be lucky if it sticks to the blade anyway. But if it's in the stuff that you blended, it's a whole big mess. Today I'm going to do something different. I'm adding my pepper straight here into the meat so the meat gets to be well seasoned and spiced right away. Add just a little bit of water to this just to help blend, just about this much. I'm going to pour this over my meat. This is the marinade. Just look at how gorgeous, creamy it is. Very well blended. I'll rinse out my blender. And add that in here. Some salt to taste. You always want to season your meat very well for the soup or whatever. I normally just add enough salt to my meat that whatever I'm cooking, whether it's a stew or soup, I tend not to need to add any more. So this should be good. Now add in your tomato paste. Then add your ground spices. I know you can tell already that this soup is just going to be mwah, mwah, mwah. Yes. Of course, you want to add your basil, akoko mesa. So this is just going to elevate the aromas, the flavors of this soup. Now that you have everything here, just mix everything. Make sure your meat, your guinea fowl, whatever meat you're going to use for your soup. Of course, you don't necessarily need to make guinea fowl soup, but make sure your meat is all coated, well covered with everything that is going to help bring all that flavor and aroma to your soup. Just like this. Yeah, a little bit of a mess, but this is what we need to do. I think this is good now. Cover and bring to a boil. So this is actually how the butter beans looks like. Very similar to broad beans or acidria, like I told you. It comes in some liquid. I drained some. I have here about 1/3 of a cup. This is what we are going to use in the soup. And I'll save the rest. I'm just going to transfer it into a bowl and just put it in the freezer. Let's see how our meat is doing. This has been about 10 minutes. The meat of the guinea fowl is very, very tough. So it's going to cook for a while before it gets anywhere close to softening up. But you just want to make sure you stir. So whatever parts were not coated, every part of it gets to cook in this good marinade. Yeah, a little bit of a mess. We'll clean it up later. Cover again. So I think it's a good time to add in our tomatoes and carrots. Just look at this. The oil's coming out beautifully. I just cut up the carrots into 2 each. Add in some water here just so it will help cook this through. I'm not going to stir or anything because you don't want to crush the tomatoes. I think it's a good time for me to bring out the tomatoes and carrots. Yeah, see the skin is literally coming off. You don't want it in here any longer because otherwise it's just going to squish up and you have to be fishing for the particles and you don't want to do that. This smells so good. Those spices, if you can find them, then definitely add them here. Meat is still very tough in here, but it's getting there. Yes, this is like a real taste of home. I just can't wait to dig into this soup. It smells so good. We're just going to blend tomatoes, carrots, and onion, and the beans. Just get everything in here. I'll add the juice. Add in my broad beans and blend. It's all blended. I'm just going to pour it in here. Rinse out the blender and add it. So I've rinsed out the blender with 1.5 liters of water. Poured everything in here. Here it is. See that beautiful color. You wouldn't even know there's no garden egg in this. It's not too red, like, you know, to make it look like it's just tomatoes. It is just the color of light soup. And that beans, nutritious, thicken the soup just perfect. And let us just simmer down. You want it to thicken a little bit, okay? And then the chicken gets more time to soften up, and your soup will be done. Our soup is doing beautifully. It is thickening just as expected. And of course we have the oils on the surface. It is pretty much done. But I'll let it simmer a little bit because every minute in there helps this tough bird to soften up a little bit. So I'll give it about 10 more minutes. Of course, the fufu is doing pretty good. Just out of the microwave for the first stage. I know I still haven't shared with you. I am going to share with you how you can make your delicious, perfect texture fufu with cassava and plantain, okay? Bear with me. So it's been about 10 minutes. Our soup at this point is really done. It has thickened. You see all the oils coming up. That is a good sign for you to know it is done. And this bird is as soft as it can be. So I'm just going to turn it off and we'll be ready to eat. The food is ready. Just look at this. Such beautiful, very fragrant soup. Some okra on it. And you know how they do it in the chop bar. This is the liver, ginger and pepper and onion ground. Just put it on top, just like that. You just mix it together. Such a delight, so good. Try this and let me know how you found it. Thanks for watching. Please like and share this video. And until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy.